The biggest man in cell block F laughed the moment he heard the name. Keanu Reeves. He actually laughed. That laugh echoed through every cell on the block. By the next morning, nobody was laughing anymore, especially not him. When a 290-pound inmate who ruled cell block F for years heard Keanu Reeves was coming, he saw easy prey. He was wrong. If you want to see what happened next, hit that subscribe button right now. We drop a new story every single day. His name was Marcus Webb, 290 pounds of pure intimidation, standing 6 feet 4 inches tall, with arms that looked like they had been carved from concrete. Marcus had been inside Caldwell Correctional Facility for 6 years, and in that time he had turned cell block F into his personal kingdom. Not because any guard handed him a title. He had taken it, confrontation by confrontation, until every man on that block understood one simple truth. Marcus Webb was the authority here, and everything else was just noise. The word came down on a Tuesday morning. A new transfer was arriving. The name passed from cell to cell like a current moving through water. Keanu Reeves, the actor, the man from the movies. Marcus was in the yard on the pull-up bar when one of the younger inmates jogged over and told him. He stopped, dropped to the ground, and stared at the kid for a full 3 seconds. Then he laughed. It started low in his chest and built into something loud and uncontrolled, the kind of laugh that turned heads from 30 feet away. An actor. They were sending him an actor. Marcus had seen all kinds come through cell block F, former athletes, men who thought their reputations would protect them, men who arrived with their chests out and their eyes full of fire. Within a week, every single one of them had learned the same lesson. Reputation meant nothing inside these walls. Size and will and the readiness to stand your ground. Those were the only currencies that mattered, and an actor was still just a man who pretended for a living. Marcus went back to his workout. He was not worried. He was, if anything, a little disappointed. He had hoped for someone worth paying attention to. Keanu Reeves arrived at Caldwell on a gray Thursday afternoon. By the time he was walked into cell block F, the dinner hour was just beginning and the common area was full. Word had traveled fast. Inmates leaned against walls, sat on the edges of tables, positioned themselves at angles that looked casual but were not casual at all. Everyone wanted to see how he carried himself. In prison, the first few minutes of a man's arrival told you almost everything you needed to know about the next several years. Keanu walked in with a correctional officer at his side and stopped just inside the doorway. He did not look around frantically. He did not keep his eyes down. He stood still for a moment, took in the room at a measured pace, and then moved toward his bunk assignment. His steps were even. His shoulders were relaxed. There was something in the way he moved that was difficult to describe. Not aggressive, not submissive, just completely settled inside himself, as if the noise and the stares and the charged atmosphere of the room were simply weather, and he had dressed appropriately for it. Marcus watched the new arrival cross the room from the far end of the common area, and for the first time since Tuesday morning, the smile faded slightly from his face. He had expected someone who looked uncomfortable, someone who was working hard to appear calm. This man did not appear to be working at anything. He simply was calm in a way that Marcus, after 6 years of studying men in confined spaces, recognized as genuine. He ignored the feeling and leaned back in his chair. The first 3 days passed without incident. Keanu kept to himself. He ate his meals, completed his work detail, and spent his free hours reading at a table near the back of the common area. A few inmates attempted small provocations, taking the seat across from him, letting a shoulder clip him in a narrow hallway. Each time, Keanu responded the same way. He acknowledged it with a steady glance, held it just long enough to show he had noticed, and then continued whatever he had been doing. No escalation, no performance, just a quiet signal that he was paying attention and choosing not to react. That signal was more unsettling to the men watching than anger would have been. On the 4th day, Marcus decided it was time. He crossed the common area during the afternoon free period and stopped directly in front of the table where Keanu was reading. He stood there, all 290 pounds of him, and waited. Keanu looked up after a moment, closed his book, and met Marcus's eyes with the same unhurried attention he gave everything else. He did not stand. He simply waited. Marcus said he ran things on this block. He said that every man who came through that door had two choices: acknowledge how things worked and live comfortably, or pretend things worked differently and find out very quickly that they did not. He asked Keanu which kind of man he was planning to be. Keanu was quiet for several seconds. When he spoke, his voice was low and even. He said he was the kind of man who read his book in the afternoon and did not bother anyone. He said he had no interest in how things worked on this block. He was going to be here for a specific amount of time, and when that time was finished, he was going to leave, and everything in between was just time passing. Then he picked up his book and opened it again. The common area had gone very still. Marcus stood at the table and felt something shift in the room. The way pressure shifts before a storm. He looked down at Keanu for a long moment. Then he walked away. He came back the next afternoon. This time he did not speak. He pulled the book out of Keanu's hands and dropped it on the floor. Every head in the common area turned. This was the moment Marcus had been building toward. The moment that demanded something physical and visible and final. He had done this before. He knew exactly how it worked. The other man would either back down or react, and either way Marcus would walk away with his position confirmed. What happened next was not what Marcus had planned for. Keanu stood up slowly. He picked the book up from the floor and set it on the table. Then he straightened and looked at Marcus from 2 feet away, close enough that Marcus could see there was nothing behind Keanu's eyes that looked like fear or anger or calculation. There was only stillness, complete absolute stillness. Keanu said one sentence. He said that Marcus could walk away right now, and nothing that had happened in the last 60 seconds would need to mean anything at all. The silence in the common area was total. Marcus had been given a clean exit, offered without mockery, delivered with the same flat certainty that Keanu brought to everything else. Marcus did not take it. He moved first, and what followed lasted less than 15 seconds. And when it was over, Marcus was on the floor breathing carefully, and Keanu was standing exactly where he had been standing, book in hand, expression unchanged. The correctional officers moved in from the perimeter, and as the two men were escorted away, the common area slowly exhaled.